again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Good to Know Shreveport Bossier, a podcast that focuses on all the positive things going on around our community. We always hear too much about the negative, so we like to look at all the good stuff happening. My name is Jeff Beinfor. I'm your host. To my immediate left here is Paul Reeser. He is our co-host. He is a well-known businessman throughout the Shreveport Bossier area and a member of the Committee of 100. And of course, we always have a special guest. And as usual, I let Paul do the introductions.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
It's your niche.
It's my niche. It's very narrow. Well, a lot of us know that about 6 months ago, the Shreveport Airport Authority announced we're going to have a new director of airports. Very excited to have him here with us today, Mr. Larry Blackwell.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely.
So, I know you're a local guy, but you come from Colorado. So tell me about this full circle, how you kind of got there and back, and why you came back.
Well, I started my career at Minden, city of Minden, back a little over 20 years ago, and Mayor Robertson gave me an opportunity to be the airport manager for the city of Minden, and I was I did that during the day, and at night I worked at Shreveport Regional in operations, so I've worked real hard those years. And
So you were a television schedule, basically. You never stopped.
Yes.
I like it. It's an old school schedule.
There you go, man.
Worked all day and then worked all night. So you only worked half a day.
Well, it was good. It was good after I got
build character.
Right. After college, I was able to put into practice a lot of the things that I'd learned, and got both general aviation experience and then commercial experience working at Shreveport. From there, I worked for the Victoria Airport Commission, Victoria Regional Airport in South Texas, and from there I was went to Montrose, Colorado, Western Colorado, and beautiful place. Great people there. One of the fastest growing airports in the state, and I was there for the last 13 years. But very, very, very honored that the Airport Authority Board selected me to come return home, and
that had to be a thrill for you.
Absolutely.
Come back home to Shreveport from beautiful Colorado. But you said you wanted to come back. Sounds like you've always been in the airport business. I mean, is that what you enjoy, flying?
For my professional career, yes. I have a commercial pilot certificate, so I've used to do a lot of flying, and I was on the fence when I started my career whether to be a professional pilot or get in the airport administration. And the schedule at the time, airport administration, was better and more fascinating to me, dealing with the business aspect of it, dealing with the community relations, and being able to promote your community through transportation, through aviation.
So what are the good characteristics that an airport director needs to possess? What do you have to deal with?
Well, you wear a lot of hats. You deal with administration, number one, business. You have to run an airport like a business. It's got to be profitable. Most airports are enterprise funds within a political organization like a city, county, or an authority. And you have to go out and address the public, work with the public, and also work with all the federal agencies and stakeholders that are at the airport, such as tenants, rental cars, airlines, the government agencies, TSA, customs, and government agencies.
I mean, so all of that falls under the auspices of the airport director, the rental cars, all of that.
Yeah, well, yes, the administration of it, leases, contracts, and that type of thing. Plus, dealing with personnel issues. A lot of people don't realize that they think that all of those entities are run by the airport.
Right.
And they're actually businesses that are tenants and stakeholders at the airport, but don't answer to the airport. So kind of a fine line there with that.
Well, it's not exactly an international airport, but I can get anywhere from the Shreveport Airport. So what are some things that you have looking forward to? I mean, you came back to Shreveport, I'm sure, with big plans. What's going on at our airport, and what can we see in the future?
Well, one of the first things I did, we've got a great team out there. The employees are great. Enjoy every day that I get to work with them. What I did when I came was just look at some of the things to better the passenger experience to start with. We need to modernize our facility, bring some parts of it up to date, and we're working on that currently.
It is looking better. What are some of the things you're doing to give it that facelift in there?
Well, both concourses, we put new flooring in, brand new flooring, and it's really much easier to roll bags. Everybody's got a roller bag now, so it's easier to roll bags. We are painting both concourses and passenger bridges and updating that. We have an RFP on the street for new modern seating, so we're going to have a variation of traditional airport seating and high tops where people can eat or work on their laptops, and with chargers, so that people don't have to look for a charger and just basically group around chargers. So they're going to have a lot more options with that, and more comfortable seating.
Who would have thought that's the necessity?
Yeah, right.
You have to have a place to plug in your computer, and you have to have a floor that you can easily roll your suitcase on. Things have changed.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're adjusting with that, and we're looking forward to that. We our concessionaire, food and beverage concessionaire, Tailwinds, is building out our concession spaces post security, and we'll have one pre-security for restaurants. We have a nationally branded Pizza Uno coffee bean and tea leaf that's coming in for that, and we're hoping they've got about 120-day construction schedule on the main, and then 120-day construction schedule on the satellite locations on the concourses.
So you got a lot of stuff going on like that, but I guess most people are interested in flights. How can I get where I want to go, and I want to do it without a stop?
Right, absolutely. Well, we keep an open dialogue with the airlines, and we're constantly looking for opportunities to grow our air service at our airport, and additional routes. We have routes starting up, our summer routes on Allegiant, our Los Angeles, Destin routes in Orlando are starting back up. So.
Well, I know lately when I've been flying, actually for a long time when I've been flying, it seems like the planes are pretty full coming out of Shreveport. Is there any danger of losing any of the airlines that you already have? Are you going to gain more airlines, or what's going on with that capacity?
Our capacity right now is the airlines are they're working to backfill the capacity that we had prior to COVID. We're gaining capacity. What's happening with airlines now are 50-seat planes are going away for the most part, and the smallest planes that aircraft are going to be utilized out there are 76 seats. So the 76-seat plane has 12 first-class seats, so you have a 2-class system on the plane.
That's for Jeff.
Yeah, I'll take 5 of them, please. So, like, you used to, I forgot, I lost my question here, but you used to be able to fly, and there would be empty seats on a plane. That doesn't happen anymore, does it? If they don't fill them, they don't fly the flight, right?
Right. Well, they'll fly, but they won't fly empty planes. I mean, because the airlines are very, very focused on capacity.
Yeah.
They know what.
I mean, there might. When I say empty seats, I mean like a few here and there. Where you can
very rare that a seat's open.
Yeah,
next
you
to
can stretch your legs out, and that doesn't happen anymore.
Right. Our load factors are hovering right around 90% of our planes are full.
Yeah. Wow.
Shreveport.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so that says good things for our airport. There's plenty of passengers here, so that says the airport has an opportunity to grow then and possibly bring in more flights and maybe more airlines.
Absolutely, we are definitely underserved as far as the amount of flights that we have for our population. So we're working. We have dialogues with each of the carriers plus additional carriers. Staff and I are going to travel to 2 air service development conferences this spring. So we're looking to talk with additional carriers and explain to them the benefits of operating here. So stay tuned. I think good things are coming.
Do you have like specific destinations in mind when you talk to these carriers about where you'd like to be able to fly to?
Yes, we have. We look at our. We look at what the demand is to certain areas. I know that Baton Rouge just got service to D.C. D.C. is one of our. We have more demand to D.C. than Baton Rouge, so that's one of the things that we're looking at. I know that with Barksdale here and all of that, I think it would be a good.
Do we have a direct flight to D.C.?
We do not yet.
Didn't we have one for a while? Is it coming or going? Or
not in a while,
Okay.
not in a long time. But that's one of the things. Our number one route is Las Vegas. You wouldn't be surprised, but in Vegas is our
No, I'm
number
not
one.
surprised.
Yeah, I mean every flight going to Vegas is completely full.
No, I believe that.
But yes, we're looking at some additional larger cities to fly to that are more convenient for business travelers.
are there some complaints that you get to the airport specifically that you guys have specifically are looking to improve? Is there things you hear over and over again that you're taking care of?
Absolutely. Again, our concessions was one of them. We needed to upgrade our concessions and modernize our facilities. We're working to. People talk about the length of time it takes to get their bags, and we have meetings. I've started meetings with our station managers that run the different stations there for each airline, and we have a meeting to where we can talk about what can be done to speed that up, what can be done to create a better experience for passengers, and that's what we want, is people to have a good experience when they fly out of our airport.
Yeah, I've done a lot of flying, but I've tried to avoid it the last few years because I just found that it's become a hassle to fly. Honestly, it really has, with the security and everything else. And
I would say
I would like to think that we're getting back to where that's not going to be so much of a hassle. But is it ever going to return to that?
Well, the Trusted Traveler program, which is the star on your driver's license, that's supposed to help ease the TSA experience, that people can get through TSA quicker.
Okay.
Airports are providing, and especially
I didn't know about it. How do you get that? I didn't know about that.
Well, when you get your driver's license, you have to apply 2 pieces of positive identification, like a birth certificate, or another piece of like a passport and a birth certificate, 2 pieces of documented
identification.
Yeah, identification.
You just present that at the DMV?
Yes, when you get your driver's license, and you'll get a driver's license with a stamp. I believe in 2025 that'll be required. So
that's required to fly at all, or to another state or to another country, or I've been hearing about this for a long time. It seems like they keep pushing it back.
Yeah, they keep pushing back. It's the Trusted Traveler program. I don't know the specifics of what they won't allow, but I do know by they pushed it to 2025 that you'll need that on your driver's license to be able to travel.
I will say, of all the vast traveling I do, not as much as Jeff. But,
well, it's been a while since I've flown because I've just tried to not do it.
Yeah, but considering going to Dallas or Vegas, or especially going to another country, getting through security at Shreveport's not too bad.
No, I mean, I've flown in and out here. I will say that. That's for sure.
Absolutely. That's the benefit. One of our benefits is the convenience.
Yeah.
Once you park your car, you'll get through our terminals very easy. Our wayfinding is very easy.
Right.
You go up there. Once you get through, it's recommended 90 minutes before your flight arrives. That'll give you time to get in there and get yourself something to eat, something to drink, and sit back and relax. And wait on your flight.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I'm from Atlanta, so that's the exact opposite of what you're talking about.
Right.
The largest airport in the world. The busiest airport.
It's the busiest in the world, so I don't know if it's the largest, but it might be. I don't know.
So, I mean, one other thing, if I hear people, complain to me, if they grumble about the airport, it would be it costs more to fly out of here. What would you say about that? What would your response be to that? Why is that the case, or is that the case?
Well, on some flights it can't, it's not under one umbrella. It depends on the carrier. It depends on how early you book your ticket, where you're going. And that's where additional service that we're working to get will increase competition and hopefully lower those fares. But when you factor in the drive time, your time to another airport, if you get behind an accident or something, and and then the parking, and then the time to get
right, and
then coming back, you've gone through the TSA somewhere else, you've gone through your the screening, and then you've gone through the flight, and then you've got to drive all the way back.
So it's not a function of you charge more; it's a function of the we don't have as much volume of traffic. So in Dallas, they have so many flights; it's going to be less expensive. Here, you're 90% full, and the airlines are going to charge what they're going to charge. But I don't have to stay in a hotel, and I tell you, a night in Dallas, if I take my wife, it's going to cost a lot more.
Right, and fuel, and food, and everything. Yeah. It's we certainly we hope people will support, and that we want to improve the experience, and that's what we're getting these new.
So when you say improve the experience, do you like? I don't want to say. Is there a grade? Do you grade the airlines? Do you grade how the service is out of your airport?
We watch we constantly we focus on. I keep, first thing I do when I get to work every day is look at what news is going on in aviation and what's going on, and I look at our competitors. I look at the top 10 medium-sized airports in the country and what they're doing and what we're doing, and then I go, what do we need to do to get there? And so I'm working on that. My goal is to make Shreveport airport, the regional airport, the best commercial airport in the state of Louisiana. You know, and we're working on that.
Do you have a lot of input with the carriers? Do they talk to you and listen to your suggestions or ideas, or they operate independently?
They do. They're businesses.
Yeah.
You know, that's what a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people don't understand that they're not public utilities. They're businesses for profit.
Sure.
So when they're filling 90% of their airplanes, they're going to get wherever that profit level lands, for seats.
Sure.
So, we want to, obviously we want to gain additional routes and additional airlines at the airport to bring some of that down. I think competition will decrease some of the prices.
So Vegas, you say, is the most popular, and you want to get to Washington, D.C., and you already go to Atlanta, right?
Yes, we go. Yes, absolutely. And Atlanta's about to increase to 4 CR9s a day. Next month, so that'll be 76 seats an airplane.
All right,
so our capacity.
I may start flying because when I go home, I normally just drive. But
that's
you're going to increase the flight number.
Quick flight, and I know that United to Denver's been a really good route for us, and the aircraft that United will be flying, we're on the United Next program to get larger aircraft, so we will have large aircraft on the United. To Denver.
Good.
So United goes straight to Denver.
Denver and Houston.
And then you got one right to Dallas, and then we got several to Dallas, and then coming up on 4 or 5 to Atlanta.
4 to Atlanta right now next month, and I believe they'll increase it to 5 this summer.
All right. Well, it's sounding pretty good.
Absolutely.
And you got a coffee shop inside and outside the security.
That's right. Man. You guys are making all kinds of good improvements.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited about the direction that we're going in. So. It's a good time. Good time to be here.
So what's aside from the ones that we talked about, what's the most requested route that you don't have?
Nashville is a big one.
Now,
a lot of people like to go to Nashville.
Sure. I understand that. My daughter worked there until recently. Now she's back home in Atlanta.
It's kind of the Vegas of the East.
Yeah, well, that's a great town.
A
lot of entertainment, and now it's the bachorette party capital of the world, apparently.
Yeah. Wow, I did not know that.
Just hang with me, buddy. I know more
Thanks for
useless
filling me
information.
Yeah, it's that would certainly be a good one. Chicago, another one that we hear a lot.
Chicago would help me. My daughter's in Chicago.
She's there. Well, see, you need that flight too.
Well, like I say,
when's all this going to happen, Larry?
We've got dialogue, and we're talking. We're working to convince the airlines of that these are profitable routes and that they will fill airplanes.
And do you think are they I mean, they're not listening. Are they profitable? Is it something you think we have a good chance of actually getting in the next?
I do.
I
do. Absolutely. I absolutely do. We have demand. We look at that. We're looking at we're doing our air service development consultant is doing a catchment study, basically looking at our region and where people are coming from and where do they want to go.
Right.
Basically, and where are they driving to take flights other places. So we're working on that.
You say the airlines are 90% full here flying out here. So when a potential new airline is looking at maybe moving in here, are they going to look at that 90% and say that's good, or they want 100%?
No, 90's really good.
Okay.
Really good, but we have about the last leakage study. A leakage study is done by an airport to find out where people are driving to and how many people are driving to other airports and not using the airport, their local airport. The last one we did was 46% of our passengers drive.
Really?
So that's a lot of seats that could be added with additional service.
Sure.
So
where are they mostly driving to?
Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but as these these aircraft get larger, I think that more people will be able to come here with more frequency, more departures and arrivals, and have more opportunities to come here from outlying areas than they would at a smaller airport with only 1 to 2 flights a day.
Sure. So who is you talked about some of the carriers, but who would be your most desired carrier to add to this airport?
I can't really pick one because we're talking to
you're gonna
several.
Make them mad, right?
I know the number one requested one.
Oh, who's that?
Southwest.
It is Southwest. Okay.
Still?
From
Even
after the passengers People want Southwest, and that's
Yeah. They've got a
Southwest
great
is just like
reputation.
everybody else.
Yeah.
They are. I came Montrose, where I came from, had Southwest, and it's a game changer. They have a really loyal following,
Yeah.
and they do. The people will drive for hours to fly Southwest.
Wow. And was that a one-off? I mean, you don't expect anything like that to happen again, like with them over the holidays?
Yeah,
The
that was.
Southwest issues.
They've really worked on that, and they're really good at what they do. You know, they've been in business over 50 years, and they're really good at what they do, and they're going to fix that.
So how do you entice a Southwest to come here?
Demand. You know, we just show them the demand that we have. We have demand. When our terminal was built in 1972, it was built for 1 million passengers, and
Wow.
in the 70s, before deregulation, Delta alone had one of our concourses, and they had 33 flights a day from Shreveport on DC-9s and 727s a day.
Wow.
So I mean, we've got the demand.
So how many passengers do you have now?
559,000 flew last year.
Okay.
So we're coming back up, and we're hoping for 600,000 total passengers this year.
Does that look like a pretty reasonable goal?
Yes, I think we're working to get there. We're also we're working on getting enlarging our parking lot by 300, 400 spaces,
Yeah,
350
that's a
spaces,
challenge.
so that we can accommodate the larger aircraft and growing demand, so that we have services for people to park.
Sure.
So
Makes sense. How long is it going to be before that's done? Any idea?
we've got to go. The construction schedule is probably going to be hopefully by the fall. I would hope. We've got
really?
plans
Okay.
on it already. We're working with our parking lot vendor to working on the details of that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like everything's on the up and up here. Very
Absolutely,
positive.
we're preparing for growth, and that's one of the things that I stress with our staff is be proud of our airport, and get ready to grow. And that's what we're doing.
Right.
We've got an RFP going out for architect services and that sort of thing, to look at ways that we can enlarge our hold rooms where passengers wait for airplanes, to make them larger and more comfortable for the larger airplanes.
Well, is there anything that I'm not thinking of when I think of what people want to because I mean, an airport's a big part of a community, and it's definitely something to help us be more successful. If people are coming to bring their businesses here, their first impression is going to be that airport. Is there things that we're not thinking of that you're real proud of, that your average person should know about the airport or what's coming up?
Well, we've got a great facility. I mean, the terminal part that you go in, and ticketing and bag claim and all that was built in '99, so it's not that old.
Right.
Plus, it's tied to our original, 1972. A lot of people that follow architects. I mean, that's a Sam Wiener building. He was a prominent architect from this area, and he designed that. So, we're proud of that. That it's got a neat. It was state of the art at its time, and it had its own font. I mean, that was quite an airport when it was built. If you look at some of the old stuff, the font on our doors and elevators was designed specific for that airport. But it served the community for so long, and that's everybody that works there, and myself and everybody. We've had friends, family fly to that airport, and we want it to be as
Sure.
the best possible.
What's the vibe in there? Like when you go through Atlanta, I mean, it's the energy and movement, and people are, hustling and bustling. I mean, you want to create that atmosphere in your airport, right?
Well, absolutely. One of the things we're doing with our modernization is when people go into our airport, we want people to know you're in Northwest Louisiana. This is where you are. This is a great place. We're a great people, and we're proud of where we live.
You have the local art all down the halls as you enter in, and
We've got local art. We're looking at doing some murals with the Barksdale reference, with the B-52. And
Speaking of Barksdale, I asked you this, but I wanted to ask you once we got into the program, and that is, you don't have any tie-ins with Barksdale as far as their air show is concerned.
we don't. We don't. I look forward to attending their air show.
Sure.
I love that. I've been going to them, my whole life. But they put on a heck of a show. But we don't have any ties to them with the air show.
I was curious.
Some of the planes do come by You'll see some of the vintage warbirds that will come by and stop at Shreveport and give rides and that sort of thing before they go over to Barksdale for the show.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, again, like I said, I'm excited. When I go to the airport, you've finished the awning. It seemed like they were doing construction out front for a long time, and the cones were kind of obstructing traffic, and the guard tower. What is all that taken care of and cleaned up now?
The awning project is finished, other than a few warranty items, broken glass, some of our glass panels. One of our signs that goes over the road, that's going to be replaced. But other than that, that project is pretty much wrapped up.
And I know you've got some social media. If people just want to see what's going on at the airport, you guys.
Yes.
Was it Valentine's heart cakes and different things today? You got. How do people follow you on the socials?
FlyShreveport.com is on FlyShreveport. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You should see the people that carry those king cakes out of the terminal, and they fly all over the place with them. I mean, when you go into the concessions there, post security, they've got just the cheesecakes. They buy them every day.
Nice. All right.
Or king cakes. I'm sorry. King cakes. Yeah.
Well, we were talking cheesecake before the show.
Yeah.
Time for lunch.
It sounds, yes. Some onion rings and a cheesecake.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So it sounds like the overall experience is really improving and jumping upwards there at the airport. Huh?
It is, and we're excited about the improvements that we're doing, and it really is. And I encourage people to come out and see it for themselves. And this summer we'll have a lot of traffic. It's our busy season.
Yeah. So. And fly somewhere, right?
Absolutely. And have a good experience and have fun.
They got a restaurant. They got 2 restaurants they're working on, Jeff.
I heard they were on either side of the checkpoint.
So grab a bite to eat, but then fly with us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you being here. We're glad you're back home.
Thank you very much. It was an honor. I appreciate spending the time today.
Sure. Larry Blackwell, the new airport director at Shreveport Airport, and man, it's fantastic to have him back where he all started, man, full circle.
Right.
All right, thanks, Larry.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that, and thank you for being here for another edition of Good to Know Shreveport Bossier. Appreciate it. Have a good one, everybody.